Life, for Alex, was a meticulously organized spreadsheet of predictable routines. Every morning, the same lukewarm coffee, the same soul-crushing commute, the same fluorescent-lit cubicle. It was a perfectly calibrated existence, devoid of anything remotely exciting. Then the cucumber arrived. Not just any cucumber, mind you. This one was nestled in a velvet-lined box, pulsating with a faint emerald glow. It hummed a low, almost imperceptible thrum like a tiny organic engine. Attached was a single, elegant card. It read in looping antique script, "The hour is nigh, seek the Gherkin Guardian." My first thought was, is this a prank? Did Brenda from accounting finally snap? But Brenda was allergic to anything green, and the hum was definitely real. It vibrated through my fingertips, a strange, compelling energy. My mundane world had just been served a very peculiar, glowing vegetable. My initial investigation began, as all modern quests do, with a frantic internet search. Glowing cucumber, Gherkin Guardian, pulsating produce. The results were, predictably, unhelpful. Mostly gardening forums and conspiracy theories about alien vegetables. Then a single obscure link popped up. A forgotten blog, last updated in 2007, titled The Pickle Prophecies. It spoke of a secret society, ancient relics, and a chosen one destined to prevent the Great Fermentation. The blog pointed to an address, a dilapidated antique shop on the edge of town, known only as Curio and Conundrum. My sensible side screamed, "Run!" My adventurous side, long dormant, whispered, "Go on, what's the worst that could happen?" I found myself standing before a dusty storefront, the glowing cucumber tucked securely in my backpack. A bell jingled as I pushed open the door, revealing a labyrinth of forgotten treasures and an overwhelming scent of old books and something vaguely metallic. Behind a towering stack of grandfather clocks, a figure emerged. He was a man of indeterminate age, with a wild shock of white hair and spectacles perched precariously on his nose. He wore a tweed jacket that looked like it had seen several centuries. "Ah, the chrono cucumber," he rasped, his eyes twinkling. "You've brought it. Excellent, just in time." He gestured to a small, empty pedestal. "Place it there, young one. The temporal rift is widening." I hesitated. "Temporal rift, sir? I just found this thing in a box. Is this about a pickle cult? Because I have a meeting at 9. He chuckled, a dry, rustling sound. "A pickle cult? My dear, this is far more serious. This is about the very fabric of time." He explained in a rapid-fire monologue that the chrono cucumber was a temporal stabilizer, lost for centuries. Without it, time itself was beginning to unravel, causing minor yet increasingly bizarre anomalies. He pointed to a shelf where a teacup was slowly pouring tea back into its teapot. A nearby gramophone played a song in reverse. "See, the temporal flow is sticky, and it's getting worse. Soon, Tuesdays will be Wednesdays, and your coffee will brew itself into beans." My mind reeled. This was beyond absurd. Yet the glowing cucumber pulsed with renewed urgency on the pedestal. The old man, who introduced himself as Professor Alistair Finch, the Gherkin Guardian, explained that the cucumber needed to be recalibrated. This involved a series of increasingly bizarre tasks. Finding a specific, perfectly spherical pebble from a fountain, reciting an ancient limerick backwards, and most strangely, convincing a grumpy pigeon to sit on a miniature top hat. Each task was more ridiculous than the last, but with every successful completion, the cucumber's glow intensified. The professor grew more frantic, muttering about chronal resonance and temporal paradoxes. Finally, with the pigeon perched regally on the top hat, the cucumber pulsed one last blinding flash. The hum intensified, then abruptly ceased. The teacup stopped its reverse pour. The gramophone played forward. Professor Finch sighed, wiping his brow. "Done. The timeline is safe for now." He looked at me, a mischievous glint in his eye. "You know, that cucumber was actually just a very old, very well-preserved gherkin from my grandmother's pantry." My jaw dropped. "What? All of this? The temporal rift, the Gherkin Guardian, the pigeon?" He winked. "Well, a little mystery makes life more interesting, doesn't it? And you looked like you needed some excitement." He then offered me a cup of tea, brewed perfectly forward. As I sipped, I realized my spreadsheet life was no longer quite so predictable. And somewhere a pigeon was probably still wondering about that top hat.